me, I don't care. I love the game. You won't see me smashing a lot of balls. I more or less like to play with the finesse and grace that this game originally was born into.
First off, thanks for taking a minute to chat with me today. I really appreciate it. So to get
Of course.
started, tell us a little bit about this pickleball event that you're doing.
Yeah, I've wanted to get back active in the Valley, a place that I have such connection with a lot of people from the ASU Sun Devil days, Arizona Cardinal days, and now a lot of people still connected with the school and wondering what I'm up to. And I've wanted to get back to the Valley, so the idea was to have a fun event, sort of like I used to do with the Bowl-O-Rama
Mhm.
golf tournaments. There's probably 25 golf tournaments happening every day down there, and I always like to do something a little different. And pickleball is one of my favorite things to do these days as a former athlete, being able to get out and be active and be social and do something good for myself. I figured let's have a pickleball event, and the Jake Plummer Pickleball Bash was formed with the idea to bring people out to get them active, get them on the court, whether they play or not. We're looking for obviously players, but if they haven't played before, come check it out. Get yourself a paddle and a ball and get out there and get active. And so we paired up with some really good, organizations down there in the Valley. And so far, I've had a lot of great support as we've thrown this together with my buddy Joe Castor, who I've known for years from the Cardinals. His Castor sports media has been going on, so he decided to lend his help to throw this thing. And so far, it's been a lot of fun just planning it, and I'm getting excited to come down and be a part of a fun event.
So how'd you get involved in pickleball? What was your first experience like getting on the court?
About 5 years ago, I was in the middle of as our bodies kind of grow as we grow older and figure out how to work through the aches and pains that a lot of former players deal with. I wasn't very active. I went and played here in Boulder, uh, on the court with 60 plus 70-year-old ladies and men, getting my ass kicked. And the next day I could hardly walk. And I was so sore. My quick twitch muscles, my core, and I was actually in a lot of pain. And that's when I thought to myself, oh my God, these people that are 20, 30 years my senior are out here every day playing, and here I am hobbling around post one day of playing. And so I knew it's time to get myself active again. And pickleball really was a conduit or a pathway to getting more active, getting myself up and playing. And it really is a great sport for quick twitch muscles, your hand-eye coordination, your visual acuity. I know that it's morphed in the last 5 years from being an old people's game into a really wide array of everybody now is playing the game of pickleball. And that's really what got me back active and got me back on the handball court, got me back playing hoops, doing a lot of stuff. It was pickleball was the intro. And now I try to play 2, 3 times a week. It's just super fun. It's a couple hours. I can do it and it doesn't tear my body up like some of these other sports, high impact sports. And so I want to share that with more guys, the more guys like myself that are not active, that are sore. My point is, you're going to be sore sitting around on the couch. So you might as well get up, come play pickleball and be sore and have something to talk about, something to look forward to.
Yeah, you mentioned that it was like a fun recreational sport. But I mean, of course, you being an athlete, is the competitive spirit still there? The competitive juices still flowing when you get on the court?
Yeah, that it's funny because I was super competitive. I mean, I'm a hyper competitive guy throughout my whole life, having two older brothers and playing at a high level. I really toned back on the competitiveness as far as like wanting to kill somebody across the floor, beat them really bad. It's more, I play this game for the essence of it
Mhm.
and the fun of it and the rally that, hopefully someday isn't a never-ending rally, but is one of those rallies that last forever. And there's just miraculous shots and get backs. And whether I hit the last shot into the net or not, I'm not going to get mad at myself. I'm more enjoying the game, and I'm more moved past that real hardcore competitiveness and more into having fun, playing the game for the love of it, for the sport, for the nuances and the chance to play against someone else. You know, the fun part of it is that I get to play against 20-year-olds and 70-year-olds, and there's not a lot of sports you can do that. So my competitive juices, of course, I like to win. Who doesn't? But if I lose, I'm not smashing my paddle or getting mad and stomping off the court. If I get mad, it's more at myself if I'm like the guy that's ending every rally
Yeah.
or not getting the serve back or whatever. That's when I get more upset with myself. But as far as being outwardly competitive, you won't see me out there screaming at people to come on. It's more, this is all for fun. If I'm going to do something now, I'm doing it because it's fun and I'm enjoying myself.
What advice would you give to somebody looking to get into pickleball and join in all the fun?
Just do it. Go online and order some paddles, or go to a local sports store. My first, my first group of paddles was a $28 packet online with 4 paddles and 4 balls, and I showed up at a pickleball event in Arizona with a bunch of celebrities playing and guys that were obviously, been practicing their ground strokes and their dinks. I showed up with a wooden paddle that said pickleball on it, and they were laughing at me, but I still had game, and then I switched, obviously evolved into playing now with, one of our sponsors of the pickleball bash, Proton, which is a local company in Arizona. I got a Proton paddle now. They're one of the top brands, top paddles on the market. So I'm playing with, the high tech, engineered cobalt interior or whatever they call it. I don't know, man. It's some crazy engineered titanium core with all this special stuff. For me, I don't care. I love the game. You won't see me smashing a lot of balls. I more or less like to play with the finesse and grace that this game originally was born into, with a little, a lot of dinking at the net, a lot of soft touch and spin, and that's my game. I love it, but grateful for Proton and a lot of people that have supported, the Jake Plummer Pickleball Bash, along with, for sure the Arizona Cardinals, the Fiesta Bowl. They've stepped up. Proton, ASU. ASU's been huge, and so a lot of local companies, a lot of local people helping us get this event going. And yeah, the best advice for me is just do it. Go out there. If you've played tennis, if you've ever played ping pong, if you've played racquetball, this game, or badminton, this game, you're going to pick it up pretty fast. If you've never picked up a racket in your life, there'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but otherwise it's kind of like getting shrunk down onto the ping pong table and being a miniature on a ping pong table. It's really a fun sport.
Now, you mentioned at ASU. I'd be lost for words if I didn't ask you about what Kenny Dillingham's doing out there with ASU, and what's it like just seeing the program get reinvigorated, almost like when you were back at ASU.
Yeah, I mean, you could put all the words and talk and blow all the smoke you want, but the product on the field is what speaks for itself. And this year, they had a really special team, a very uh, tough team that against all odds kept pulling out victories and kind of galvanized that community again. Got a lot of people back rooting for him. The likes of a Scadaboo. It's hard to replace a player like that who, every time he's on the field, you're waiting to see what he does. But I believe they got a gunslinger back there and Sam Levitt, who's going to keep leading this team and playing with a lot of heart and soul and passion. And when you have a guy like that as your leader and the signal caller, it really trickles down to the whole team. And I think it's a representation too of the guy at the helm. Coach Dillingham is a born and raised in Tempe, ASU Sun Devil, who's not only walks the walk, but he talks the talk and he backs it up with that energy and that passion for what they're building there in the valley. And I love it. I think it's great. I think that this day and age has changed. The NIL, we're paying these young student athletes is what we're calling them, but they're professional. They're semi-pro athletes right now, playing ball, making money. Some of them are getting an education. A lot of them are just trying to make it to that next level. And bringing back alumni is really a key thing. So I know a lot of guys have been getting back involved, and that's really a great part of this is continuing those relationships that we all formed when we were wearing the maroon and gold back in the day.
Now, you talked about ASU. Of course, you are a legend here for the Cardinals as well. How do you like their offseason moves so far and where they're headed coming into next season?
Yeah, I haven't paid much attention. I don't, to be honest, pay attention much to the off-season moves, but I know that, the Cardinals have continued to show glimpses. I know congratulations is in effect for Michael Bidwell, who's going into the Arizona Sports Hall of Fame. So they've done a lot in the Valley, the Cardinals have, and I have to feel that 98 team, that special season we had, it was really a huge part of the reason they are still in the Valley when the stadium vote passed and we had that run, the cardiac cards. Would love to see them start winning a little more consistently, putting together the team that they need and keeping the players around and bringing in the right guys. Because playing in Arizona, I mean, that's a great place to live, a great place to play. I feel like, if they start doing it right there, that the league gets better because players as free agents, I mean, where else would you want to go? You want to go to Chicago? Okay, it's pretty nasty there come September, October, but you would go down to Arizona, man. It's a pretty nice place to play ball, and they've done well. They've gotten close, and hoping to put all the pieces together, which means this offseason's a big one for them. As again, they didn't make the playoffs, and that's what they got to shoot for is putting together the right team to make the playoffs. They were a huge support of the pickleball bash. Donating some money and putting together a couple teams to come play in it, and I'm always grateful for their support. As they gave me my shot as a youngster back in 1997.
Now, it's been a while since you've been out on the football field, but how has retirement life helped you or supported you, or are you enjoying life after football?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. There's been a lot of ups and downs. I had some operations done on my hips to keep them in shape. I don't want to get hip replacements, so I want to be all me. I don't want to be a bionic man. Although it's trending that direction that we can just keep replacing our body parts so long as our brain stays fresh, and that's really been the fun part for me is evolving out of the game, still staying relevant to some degree. I've been involved in quite a few fun opportunities around natural forms of holistic healing. Most notably, the movement here with hemp and the education behind, hemp and marijuana and helping people understand the difference, but also open their minds up to, possibly living a little healthier, making better choices through plant medicine, through nature, through what the beautiful Mother Earth provides us. And so that's led me into some fun avenues. As a entrepreneur, I guess I'm more or less, the voice and face of some of these things that are going on, and being able to get, the people to listen a little bit, the ones that are willing to. And so now it's been moving into, from cannabis and working with Charlotte's Web to now working with mushrooms and Umbo, a company I started with Rashad Evans and a buddy out here, Del Jolly. Again, it's the same kind of thing. It's fun because these things are helping me feel better and feel more youthful. And so I'm trying to get the word out to more and more people. But there's stigmas and fear around the things that are growing out in nature, which is so weird. You go into a grocery store, that's where I'm fearful, grabbing that bag of chips and those things in those boxes wrapped in plastic and preservatives and all that stuff. I'm more fearful of that than going out in nature and finding, what there is out in the beautiful natural world for healing possibilities. So I've had a great journey. I've had a great time having children, raising them, the challenges of fatherhood, obviously trying to take care of my body, whether there's times where it just doesn't feel good. And I know, I put my body through a lot of beatings for 14 straight years from ASU to the Cardinals and not even outside of the game, putting my body through, being active. And so I've tried to pursue things that help my body feel better. And one of those is yoga. One of those is pickleball, mountain biking, hiking in nature, and obviously, supplementing with the good non-psychedelic mushrooms, which is what Umbo is all about.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all I had. I appreciate you chatting with me today. Just to circle back, can people still sign up for your pickleball event?
Yes, yes. There's some social posts on Instagram. The Good Sport Foundation is the foundation benefiting from this. It's based around pickleball. Their statement is a paddle, a ball, and a day can change a life forever. So I love it because they're doing a lot of great work, not only in America but around the whole globe to spread the game of pickleball to underserviced communities, uniting uniting people that most times most likely would not even interact and maybe would even be violent towards each other. They're using pickleball to unite them and bring them together, which will change the world. So if Good Sport Foundation is the benefactor of the Jake Plummer Pickleball Bash. Yes, you can still go to register. We're looking for some teams. We have a few spots left, and we'd love to fill that up. So if anybody out there is a pickleball player and has some extra cash laying around, some friends that want to come out, get to play with some celebrities like myself, Dr. Jen Welter, who coached with the Cardinals, first female NFL coach, Terrell Owens, Ryan Fitzpatrick, some local guys there in the Valley, most of them former NFL guys, but a few other NBA guys and just guys that play pickleball because we want to have some fun competing and getting out there and showing everybody what we got. So you can email Joe Castor, who is the guy running this, Joe at sportscastor.com. That's sports with CASTOR.com. And also, he's willing to give out his cell number, 602-980-6340. But yeah, we're looking for teams. We're looking for support. And it's all really based around fun, having a good time, raising some money for a great cause, and getting things done the right way.